How much do you really know about body language? Normal people don't know anything about it, which makes it so easy to read how they think and feel because their body language directly depicts their emotions. I honestly think you would make so much more progress in life if you would just study more about that skill. You could be that confident, charming guy that everybody wants to be near to just by optimizing your body language. And it's our mission to teach you that. Because if one teaches, two learn. This is what we call hunter eyes. It's an eye shape that is very similar to the eye shape of predators, of lions, of jaguars, of all those kind of predators. And that's one of the reasons why some men are hot and some men are just sweet. I don't know if you ever been called sweet, but it's like one of the biggest insults a girl can give you because no one wants to be sweet. And much of it is obviously, personality, but that's a big part of like the attractive kind of difference between hot and sweet. So a man with hunter eyes looks like he has a focus, he has a purpose, he knows where he's going, he's very dialed in. It looks like he's in tunnel vision right now. He can't really see what's here, he can't really see what's there because his eyes are so narrowed down to this direction. And that's really hot, right? A man with purpose is hot. You will also see that with models. At least 80% of like big famous male models have these hunter eyes because they're an extremely attractive feature in a man because they just seem like he knows what he's doing. He's in charge. And you can actually train your eyes to look like this. I will quickly show you a difference between hunter eyes and prey eyes. So this is the difference right here. You can see on the left side, the prey eye, you can just see how kind of big the pupil is, like a little goat, like a rabbit, or like any kind of prey. It's like big eyes, like those poppy doll eyes kind of look. All right. On the other side, you can just see how small the eyelids make the eye, and it looks like a predator. It looks like he's a bit dangerous. But if you mix this dangerous thing, which sounds bad at first for attraction, you don't want to be dangerous, right? But if you mix that with someone who seems really safe to be around, like a really, friendly guy who wouldn't just kill you for no reason, it's really attractive because it has this mysterious look to it.
I wonder if you even know, brother, why you have been brought here. Yes, louder. I can't hear you.
Before I tell you more about hunter and prey eyes, look at the way he's sitting. Nowadays, a lot of men overcomplicate how they should sit, how they should stand, what they should do with their hands. You've probably been in a situation where you've been social and then you stood around, you was just like, what am I doing? Like, should my hands be tucked by my side? Should I put them in my pockets? What should I do? And the same way it is with sitting. Probably don't really know how to sit really confidently. This is the most perfect way to sit as a man. This screams confidence because he takes up a ton of space. No, he's not scared to take up space, and he not only does it by resting his arms here on the armrest, he also does it by placing his feet pretty wide apart. Okay, you can see how not only he takes up a lot of space with his upper half of the body, but by placing his feet far apart, he also takes up a lot of space with his legs. Now, this is only 50% of having attractive body language. What's also really important is just being comfortable. A lot of these YouTubers, they try to, infiltrate that, you should sit exactly like this, and then you should have your feet placed like this, and then, your leg like this, so then it's perfect. And if you're not comfortable, none of this matters. Okay, it's pretty much just as important as taking up space. Because if you don't look comfortable, if you are not comfortable, you will look rigid. Your entire muscles are tensed up. Your facial expressions is probably messed up. You just, you look like you're stressed. You look like you're not really present. You look like you're not enjoying the moment. And that is because you aren't. Because if it's not comfortable, of course you aren't. So this is why this sitting pose is also so great. You can tell that he is comfortable. The way he has his legs out like this, we know that it's comfortable, okay? On the other hand, imagine his legs would be tight together. We could just tell that it's not that comfortable, especially because of his balls, right? I mean, that stuff, if your legs are tucked next to each other, that's not comfortable at all. And we aren't the only ones that can tell. Girls can tell within seconds if we're comfortable or not. And it's so much more attractive if we are, because if we're comfortable, we're loosened up, we're easygoing, we're calmer, and we're just easier to approach, which is tons more attractive, especially also present. We're a lot more present because we don't have to focus on, this is how we sit, this is so uncomfortable. We can focus on what's going on around us. We're present in the moment. That is attractive to girls.
Hear you. I know why.
Look how he avoided his gaze, his eyes, by looking down here. That's always submissive. He looks like a little kid that just gets punished. Just that he's a grown-ass man. If you ever avoid someone's eye contact or someone's gaze, never look at the ground, always look to the sides.
I killed Agatha. What? I killed your mother, Björn.
You saw he leaned forward here for a second. In general, leaning forward is always submissive, but it shows that you're interested in what the other person says, so it makes them keep talking. Right here, he does it in this metaphorical way. He wants them to speak up. He wants them to say what he really did. That's really dominant. It's essentially saying, I call you out on your mistakes. I'm not scared of you. If I think you did something wrong, I call you out on it. That's really, really masculine. A lot of guys nowadays are so scared to speak up. They just try to not bother anyone. I don't want to pick a fight. This is how big men do it. Now look at this. Look at the way he stood up. I'm going to replay it. You saw how he placed his hands here on his legs and then he pushed up from there. I told you that the way he sat before was the most attractive way that you could sit. This is the most attractive way to stand up. You place your hands on your knees or on your legs and then you push up from there, and this way your arms flare out to the sides, which means you create a lot of space for yourself. And it's so easy to do. You can do it all the time because you only need your legs forward. Okay, here's the second part. Look at this. Of course, he's surprised or he's scared, but these are prey eyes. I think you can see the difference now. Before, Björn had this really intense look with his hunter eyes just fixated on him. He looks like a little scared kid. And nowadays, a lot of people have this kind of look. A lot of men have this look. Here's how you can fix it. Okay, there's two main things. People online will tell you, just get a surgery. Man, don't get a surgery. Don't be weird. Just fix your face by constantly working on it. One thing everybody should know is mewing, right? Mewing, you place your tongue at the top of your mouth constantly. This, if you mew, it supports muscles that are right here. Those muscles essentially make sure that your eyes are supported. If the eyes are not supported by these muscles, then you will not only get those eye bags, but your entire eye shape will grow wider. You will look more like prey, like Pete Davidson, like the comedy guy. If you don't mew, these muscles get weak, resulting in this kind of eye shape and big ass eye bags. So try to mew. Second thing you can do is just relax your eyebrows. If you look at eyebrows, you'd probably say, yeah, a normal look is it's like this here, just like kind of up like this. It's not that crazy. This position is not relaxed for the eyebrows. Eyebrows are relaxed when they're just down. You know, you not look like you're scared or like you're surprised. You just put them down. It's kind of this angry look, you know, where you push your eyebrows down. If your eyebrows are down like that, then they are relaxed. So just try to focus on pushing them down throughout the day. You may look mean, whatever, who cares? And if your eyebrows are relaxed, there's a skin right under the eyebrows which falls a bit over your eye, making them look even slimmer, even more like hunter eyes. So these are the two things you can do: mewing and just relaxing your eyebrows by pushing them down. This right here, again, it's extreme. But invading someone's personal space in general, of course not like this is too much. But invading someone's personal space by, for example, tapping them on the shoulder, tapping them on the back, coming close to them, closer than usual, if it makes sense, of course. It's really confident, it's really dominant, because you essentially say, I'm not scared of you. I can come close to you if I want to.
Why? I thought she was Ivory. I thought that Ivory was coming to kill me. I don't care what you thought. Being drunk is no excuse for anything.
Now you can see how he raises his voice, right? Of course, again, it's extreme, but showing people that you're emotional, you saw the reaction of the crowd here. Showing that you're emotional always shows that you're not really in control. Because if your emotions are in control, you can't think logically. You're too concerned about, hating that other person or even loving that other person that you're not able to think straight. So as a leader especially, you never want to let your emotions take control of you, like he did right here.
You murdered my mother! You murdered the most famous shield maiden in the world!
Also here with the rage, if you change your vocal pitch from, let's say this is your normal vocal pitch right here, right? It's like you talk in a normal voice like I do right now, and you change it to screaming, everyone would pay attention. I mean, that makes sense, right? We always pay attention if something changes. So if we start screaming, people will pay attention because something changed. It's interesting. Same way goes with changing your vocal pitch in a lower pitch. So if I would start whispering now, I would be a lot quieter. People would lean in when I would start using that in a conversation because it's interesting. Something changed. You will see public speakers do it all the time.
You sad, pathetic, rattled little man. You are not fit to...
Right, you saw how he pointed at him with his finger. I don't think I can catch that frame, so I'm not going to try. But essentially, he pointed at him with a single finger out. That's a finger right here. And he pointed at him with it. And that's like a really aggressive way to point at someone. If you want to point at someone in a non-aggressive way, point at them with your entire hand.
It's not fate. And you aren't fit to be called a son of Ragnar. And when you killed my mother.
Now you can hear it, right? He starts to whisper a lot more. Of course, he's close to him, but I can bet like $1,000 that all of the people around them are now starting to lean in to really hear what he's saying. Because he changed his vocal pitch. He was screaming before, and now he did it in a really drastic way where he went all the way down. He skipped the normal voice pitch, and then he just went all the way down. Everyone who's around him will lean in to hear what he's saying because it's interesting now.
You killed a part of me too. And you have to understand. I could never forgive you.
No, again, everyone who's around him right here, they will just lean in because he started whispering. Public speakers do that all the time, okay? People who get essentially paid for talking. See how slow he walks here? He moves at his own pace. He was emotional before, and he probably still is, but just by his body language, he seems like he really is in control still. Right? Moving slow always shows that you're in control, even if you might not be. Okay, he's emotional right now. You could argue if he's really in control, but by moving this slowly, it seems like he exactly knows what he's doing. He's taking his time. He doesn't need to rush.
I know that. And you're right, Björn.
Also, you can see how he takes up space by walking around here. Everything he does is essentially tied up to taking up space. Right? He sat on this throne, taking up space. He stood up, taking up space. His entire posture, because he's a big guy and he has all those coats on, he takes up space just by, existing, essentially. And now he's also walking around taking up space. All of this screams confidence. He's the guy who's in charge in this room.
I am a sad wreck of a man. I've made a bad job of my life. And whatever you want to do with me.
Saw how slowly he approached him.
Whatever you want to do with me.
He walked really slowly towards him. Imagine it being the other way around. Imagine he charged at him. That would be 10 times less frightening, because it would happen so quickly you wouldn't have time to be scared. But because he does it so slowly here, it's so scary, because he looks like he's in charge and he's really, really angry. You can tell by his face, right? And by moving so slowly, it seems so threatening. And also see how his arms are flaring out like this. His arms are moving back and forth here, both of his. That again creates more space for him. Okay, he's a master at taking up space. He's really, really good at it.
Even if you want to burn me alive, I'll accept it. If I've deserved it. Unlike you and Ubla.
Again, you can just see his gray eyes here. Right? It's such a big difference if you look at the eye shape of this guy right here and Björn. One seems like he's in control, like he's really focused on something really dangerous. The other guy just looks like he's surprised 24/7. Like he didn't expect any of this happening. Even while it happened and after it happened, he's still surprised.
I've never done anything to make our father proud of me.
Look at it. There's like, his eyes look like they are twice as tiny as the guy in the back here. But it looks like he's so dialed in tunnel vision.
Richard is guilty. You all heard him confess.
Again, the look down, the submissive look down. And that was it from the scene. He just says that he's guilty now and a bit angry and all that. But that was it. Thank you for watching. Stay big, man.